Manufacturers are West Virginia's innovators, investors, and job creators, with nearly 48,000 direct employees impacting the careers of 250,000 West Virginians, making the products you use every day, from automotive supplies and wood products to chemical components and medicine. I'm Rebecca McPhail, and this is Made with West Virginia Pride. Today, the WVMA is in Follansbee, West Virginia to learn more about member company Wheeling Nisshin. Founded in 1984, the company specializes in coated steel products. Wheeling Nisshin is more than just a company here in Follansbee. They're part of the greater community. So Pat, here we are at Wheeling Nisshin today. We've had a quick walk through the plant. So just a few questions about what you're doing here. If you could start a little bit by telling us about the products that you make and what makes Wheeling Nisshin different when it comes to coating metals.
Be happy to. Well, I don't know if you know or not, but one of the sources of our pride, being a manufacturing company in West Virginia, we are the only company that offers all major hot dip products under one roof. We produce galvanized, galvanneal, aluminized Type 1 and Type 2, Galvalume, in our brand new product, which is called ZAM, which stands for zinc, aluminum, magnesium.
Well, what makes ZAM different?
ZAM, depending on the application, we say it's the coating product for the 21st century because its corrosion resistance is anywhere from 8 to 10 times better than the galvanized product. So it's not a stainless steel, but we say it's a bridge between the typical coated products like galvanized and stainless steel. So it's just that much better.
So tell me about Wheeling Nisshin coming to West Virginia. When did Wheeling Nisshin get here and what's changed? And I think you said you've been here 30 years. What's changed in those 30 years?
Well, a little bit about Wheeling Nisshin. We were basically incorporated in 1984. Our first production line, the AGL line that we're touring today, came in production in 1988. And an interesting fact is we were the first joint venture company between a Japanese steel company, or a Japanese company, and an American company. We started out as a joint venture between Nisshin Steel and Wheeling Pittsburgh Steel. Okay. So that goes back 30 plus years. I mean, since then, we've added another coating line. Back in the early 90s, our CGL line, which is a light gauge line. This is more of a heavy gauge wide line. The CGL is a light gauge line that produces galvanized and galvalume primarily for building products. Sure. So the AGL line, which produces galvanized, galvanneal, or aluminized products and ZAM, covers almost everything you can imagine that you use coated products for. We are in HVAC, automotive, construction, appliances, heavy equipment, just about everything that has coated steel products, and we supply something that's on those products. Hi, Rusty. How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Hi. Good morning, Rusty.
Rusty's our center operator for today. AGL line basically has three sections. We're in the center section now. We're headed to the entry section. We just left the exit section. Center section, what Rusty's doing, he's basically responsible for all the key quality aspects of the product. So he's operating back here in an annealing furnace, which we're going to go past. So the two things that we do is we provide customers with a specific steel grade. It's basically the chemistry of the steel plus how Rusty heats it up to make sure that it gets what they want. And then we put different coatings on the steel. And this is where we put coatings on the steel. Right now, if you look out here, you can see the strip going up in the tower. It's kind of shiny. Then on the other side, it's dull. So we're taking that steel through a liquid vat of zinc. The temperature of that vat is about 460 degrees Celsius. So And there's a little over 100 tons of liquid zinc in that pot right now. So the coating weight control it's all automatic in a closed loop system. We have our coating weight controller back here. We just walked past, there's a gauge that reads the thickness of the coating that's on the steel, and it's a closed loop system.
So you've been here 30 years at Wheeling Nisshin. Talk about demand a little bit. What you're producing a year, if that's a pretty strong volume, and where you think the market might go.
We're coming off a pretty strong year of production. Things are slowing down a little bit right now. We expect it to be relatively short-lived, but the steel business is constantly up and down. Right now, it's in a little bit of a slow period for us in particular. The major integrated mills are still running about 80%, which is a pretty good number for the industry in general.
So one of the things that I think is great about Wheeling Nisshin that I know that others may not, because of my opportunity to work with companies like yours through the West Virginia Manufacturers Association, is that you're not just a company, you're part of the community here in Follansbee and the region. Talk a little bit about what you do to be involved and engaged with the community and how your employees are active.
It's a small community, so it is like a family atmosphere here. You know, if we need something, we can go to community. If they need something, they come to us. But, you know, in a general standpoint, you know, at the beginning of Follansbee, you'll see a baseball field. It's called Wheeling Nisshin Field. We supported the construction of that. A couple of years ago, there was a major flood in downtown Follansbee. We contributed to that to help clean it up. And just on an annual basis, we spend about $50,000 in local giving, and it's for a lot of different things. Probably the biggest thing that we contribute to on a regular basis is the Brook High scholarships. I think we've been doing that for over 20 years, and last year we gave a little over $20,000 in scholarships to graduating seniors to help with college. And we support Christmas parties, we support the Follansbee Community Days, but we do a lot of things in the community. And it's a great community to have an operation.
So we've been down the line and looked at the process. Tell me a little bit about, you know, each of those stops that we made. What's happening to get from start to finish to make your product?
Well, we start in the entry where we're at now with full hard cold roll. Probably 99% of the product that we start with starts as full hard cold roll. The other fraction is hot roll, but it's all steel base. The entry where we're at now, their job is to get the correct coil load on the line, cut the off gauge, the out of spec portions that are on the head of the tail, and weld those coils together without stopping the line. Because we are a continuous line, so we want that steel moving through the process section to be in a controlled manner. So once we leave the entry, before we get to the center, it's all about preparing the steel to be coated. So we'll go through a degreasing section that will clean off any rolling oils, iron fines. From there we go up into the furnace where we'll clean the steel some more, anneal it, and prep it for coating. Then it'll go into the pot. Now we have 3 different pots at Wheeling Nisshin, and only one's online at any one time. But that allows us to produce our multiple products.
So we know what you're making here in Follansbee. We know that you've got 180 folks that are coming to work and part of the Follansbee community and the Wheeling Nisshin community. Tell me something that I haven't asked about, or something fun about the plant.
Well, gee, I would say a couple interesting things. One, you know, we are a 30-year-old company now. So we are getting to the point where we're starting to get retirees, which is something new for Wheeling Nisshin. And just so you know, as a manufacturer, United Steelworkers representative, we have a lot of good, high-paying jobs with excellent medical benefits. On the professional side, engineers, we're having a little bit of trouble finding engineers. The plant side, we've been fortunate and been able to hire guys at the plant, but we are always looking for new guys. In fact, we're going to be hiring here in the next month or two.
Okay.
Probably 8 or 10 guys for the plant. And you know, the average age of our plant right now is 47 years old. And the average seniority is plus 20. So I've been here 30 years, so I'm kind of like at the end of my road. So, but you know, we're trying to find new guys because what we like to say at Wheeling Nisshin is, you know, as employees, we come here, we take good care of the company, but we have to hand the company off in better shape, or as good a shape it was when we got it, so we can keep it rolling.
Sure.
So our theory is, or our motto is, we want to keep the company rolling so we can provide jobs for another 50 years.
Very good. Excellent. Pat, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
From the highways and the back roads, over the mountains and in the valleys, there is something made with West Virginia pride around every corner. Things you use at home and at work every single day. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you'll get to know your local manufacturers. For more information, please visit www.wvma.com. We'll see you next time.